for a little while. Weather happened. Everything happens. And everything is weird. Anyway, let's resume, shall we? I mean, I told you I'm trying to, like, it says to an actual, hey, Liara. To an actual, you know, set structure. But sometimes it's hard, okay? It's hard. I don't like it. Anyway. Wait, what time did I start? Oh yeah, 9. Anyway, anyway, I just talked to Liara. Now we're gonna not run on the ship. Fuck's sake. Just walking, chilling. Let's go down to the, what's it called? The, hold? Where the Mako is. In other words, the greatest all-terrain vehicle that anyone has ever invented, ever. And I won't be hearing otherwise. Okay? Mako is bae. She doesn't know that yet. Anyway. I suppose let's talk to Rex then. Sup, Rex?
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Just getting to know my crew. You know, the rounds.
What's your story, Rex?
What's the story?
There's no story.
Oh, right.
Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
Come on, you big space toad. Tell me something.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a shit thing, yeah.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
Really? I mean, kind of feels like the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation?
Well,
An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth?
Not exactly, but...
And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Okay, fine. It's not the same. I'm sorry for appropriating it.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What do you mean?
Are your people really dying?
Are you guys really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Isn't that a good thing?
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Wait, why the hell not?
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist?
Okay, true.
Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
I love him so much. Hey, Ash. How you settling in?
Commander?
How are we doing?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Well, you have to remember they lived for a long, long time. Like 10 times longer than us, so... Maybe they handle feuds worse than our species? I don't know. Keep an open mind.
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least I don't think she lies very often.
She's too nervous to lie.
She's probably really bad at it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
Hey, what the fuck?
I don't think she's used to teasing, good-natured or otherwise.
No fun, Commander. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Okay, I'm starting not to like you, Williams. See ya.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
What a bitch. Anyway, Garrett! How's my favorite police officer?
Commander, nice work out there. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Well, technically speaking, we haven't really been on much together.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
It's not that bad. The rules prevent us from, like, you know, reverting to, like, savages. Or whatever.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
Dude, that's your reason? Really?
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape.
Oh, yeah.
CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Well, that depends, because I'm the boss of the ship. So, what I say goes, so, yeah.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to... I understand, Commander.
Yeah, make it looks in order. Cool. I think, yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, Tali, the chick who really didn't want to take on this mission, but she's like way young. She's like super young, and I don't. Yeah. She's a bit. Whoa. I've actually come down here before. So was he? Hey, Adams.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
Is she bothering you?
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I mean, I kinda didn't. Because she felt like too young, but yeah, I guess she's useful. Glad you like her.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You've got an eye for talent, Commander.
I lied.
But I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Just getting to know my crew, you know?
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up. Unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
Oh, what? Oh, nothing, yeah, I know what you said. We're invisible? Yes? Right? Yeah?
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Alright, I'm already kind of... I'm gonna go. I need to welcome Tali to the ship. See ya, Adams.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Hey, Tali.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard.
Well, I know.
I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
As I understand, it's not that advanced. We had help from the Turians.
Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea
you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
Wait, hang on. Isn't that like 200, 300 years ago?
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly.
Huh.
We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have.
Like duct tape, yeah.
That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Yeah, you need the duct tape and the matchsticks and the MacGyver-X kind of things. Anyway, tell me about your whole entire culture in like 20 minutes.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move.
Sorry.
Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Well, I suppose that does make sense. Just like, you can't really have freedom on the ship. Not really.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point.
Yeah, I forgot about
Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
That's your government, right?
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So you're democratic then?
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
Alright, what about these, things we've been shooting? The Geth.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know.
I mean,
It's
you
been
make them,
almost
didn't
3
they?
centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI.
But they networked and...
Over
right?
time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
But isn't, like, AI research illegal? It's like one of the main reasons why they're outlawed in the space.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal.
Alright.
The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
Yeah, they networked each other to make themselves more flexible and stuff.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
So they're like a hive mind.
So there's some sort of group consciousness.
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input.
Okay.
Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious.
Oh.
But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Oh, so it's like a buffer routing routine or something. Yeah. I think I kinda get it. Why they turn on you? Probably because, you know, whole thing slavery or something.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
What did you do?
What'd you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
I mean, forgive me for sounding like, you know, a pretentious asshole, but it sounds like you kind of put this up on yourselves. It kind of sounds like they were defending themselves. So, yeah.
Hey, you can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began.
That's what
The
we thought
hope
about
was
the
that
nuclear
most
bomb.
of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exiled, searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
It sounds to me like they defend themselves.
It's hard to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them.
How do you figure?
If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
It just seems like they want to be left alone. I mean, not everyone. I mean, I fought against the Geth,
They didn't kill Saren.
and they didn't kill
What does
Saren.
that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
Lastly, what about this pilgrimage? I think I understand a little bit about it, but it would sound better if comes from you.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Do they always accept these gifts?
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
And that doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just
Like
send
they
you
just
off
send
alone.
you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about
Let's
something
talk about
else.
something else.
Like what?
Where'd you get your arm from? No? Touchy subject? Oh. Sorry. I'll leave you alone.
I should go.
See you later.
Bye. Ooh, she can talk. Rex was right. Now let's, go up to, the corporate and start to, well, what's his name? Okay, fine.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
What do you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Hang on, what? Pay you? What the hell?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
Show me.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Show me what you got. I have no money, so I can't buy much of anything. I can get that. Not really. I'm not sure if that Avenger Hurricane. Avenger 3. Kessa 3. That is basically worse in every single way. Thanks for nothing, you dingus. I like the word dingus. It's a good word. Uppy the stairsy where's-y? Work out the calves in my legs, working out my legs, so I can run fast in the thingy magic. And I lost my place. Thank you. Hey, Presley.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
Well, they're on our side. We made sure of it. They're cool.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, ma'am, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Well, he got killed. That wasn't his fault, though.
Speak freely,
Speak
Presley.
freely, Presley.
I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
Non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
Yeah, but it's always good to accept the help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
What about you, Presley?
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
So now you're here.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Oh, cool. See you later.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Boop. Boop. Joker! I didn't forget your name. How are you?
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for
What?
my metal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
Well, you sure you want that, mate?
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. Spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No
7
medal's worth
weeks?
that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I'm just interested about, you know, stuff. Ship performing well?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Let's talk.
I like to know my crew.
Yeah.
Mind if I ask
Mind
you
if I
a
ask
few
you
questions?
a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll
What?
tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What disease? Sorry, mate. I didn't know. I wasn't insulting you, man. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even
Oh.
with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
How'd you get your nickname?
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
Yeah, right.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
What, were you unhappy or what?
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy. Even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna
You
break
can
a
break
bone
the bone
trying to fly
your
the
ship,
are
are
you?
you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Okay. Cool, just you know, wanted to talk. I'll leave you to it then.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Bye. Press all the boops. Suppose let's pick where we like to go in this great big galaxy of ours. I think I picked up a oh no, I already did that. You sure I've already done that? And zoom out. Still for a little bit of exploring. But I think this will be like a little bit of shorter episode. So I hope that doesn't you know, reflect badly against me. Next time should be on Friday. Should be. If nothing happens to me. If I'm really leaving into war. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah. We should, I'll just pick a place and let's go for a little bit of explore to level ourselves up. But until then, I've been Purist. Signing off.